Hey there, I am Bo Armistead. I'm a licensed professional counselor in Birmingham, Alabama, and today I want to talk to you about sleep, specifically sleep and PTSD, and how sleep and PTSD don't really go well together. So let's talk about PTSD for a minute. I'm sure you're familiar with the word or the letters PTSD and what it stands for, post-traumatic stress disorder. And PTSD is a result of someone who's experienced a significant trauma, and the brain's inability to process that trauma effectively and file things away the way they need to be filed away in order to let that thing remain in the past and not influence how you feel and live on a daily basis in the present. So part of post-traumatic stress is hypervigilance, hyper-awareness, a constant state of being in fight or flight mode. And as a result, when you're living in a fight or flight mode, you have an increased heart rate, and you have this constant awareness of your surroundings in order to keep yourself safe. That's how your brain works, to keep you safe and to prevent you from experiencing that trauma again. Your brain is kind of aware of your surroundings at all times, which obviously makes it very difficult to sleep. Because if you're wanting to sleep and your brain's wanting to stay awake and alert and aware of everything around you, and you have an increased heart rate, it makes it very difficult to sleep. So post-traumatic stress really hinders that deep restorative sleep that we need in order to have good mental health. And part of the problem is that the place where our brain processes the events of the day, the place where our brain organizes information is in REM sleep. And so when we're in that deep sleep at night, in REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, that's when our brain is organizing things, processing the events of the day, and filing everything away the way that it needs to be in an orderly fashion, and so that we can go on about our next day and our next day without being hung up on things of the past. And so in doing that, it helps our brain. So that deep place of sleep, again, is very necessary for our brain to be able to learn. So when we're getting the sleep that we need, when we're getting that very deep processing sleep that we need, it enables our brain to learn more easily, which is important with someone living with post-traumatic stress, because it's important for the brain to be able to learn that you're now safe, like you're no longer in danger. That threat that was a threat before is no longer a threat now. But it's difficult for your brain to learn that information when it's not getting the sleep that it needs in order to process the things. Now, our brains don't process trauma in the same way our brain processes any other information anyway, so it's already very difficult for our brain to process trauma. But if we're not getting the sleep we need, it makes it that much harder, because the place where our brain is processing is the place that we're not getting to when we're not sleeping well. So a tricky thing about the dynamic of sleep and PTSD is that, so I've got post-traumatic stress, so I'm not sleeping, and because I'm not sleeping, my brain's not able to do the work to process the trauma or the post-traumatic stress that I'm experiencing. So then I'm not sleeping, and so then, you see the cycle. It's never ending, because your brain is kind of stuck in the trauma, and there are ways to resolve that trauma. There are therapies that are very effective. EMDR therapy, for example, brainspotting therapy, things that we use here in our office, and they are very effective. But in addition to those things, sleep is a very important part of healing someone living with post-traumatic stress. So how do you get the sleep that you need to get? Well, I had a video I posted last week about sleep hygiene, and that's just kind of the word that we use to say the routines, the practices you have to get good sleep. And some of those things are, I said the word routine, having a routine, like where you go to bed at the same time every night. You wake up at the same time every morning. When you do that long enough, your body will get into a rhythm of when it's expected to sleep and to wake up, and it can be very helpful. Limiting your screens, like no computers or iPad or iPhone or television, none of that stuff, within like an hour before bed, because it allows your brain just to shut down and not be stimulated in the way that all those screens stimulate your brain. So, limit the amount of screens before bed, if you can, an hour before bed. Alcohol is very disruptive of sleep, and I'm going to post a video about that later. But although, alcohol might help relax you and you think it's going to help you get to sleep, it'll help you get there. But then, a few hours later, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you're going to wake up alert. And it's because that relaxation effect of the alcohol has worn off, and now your brain is back on, and it makes it very difficult to go to sleep. So I have a video about that later, but, not drinking alcohol before bed can be very helpful. Keeping your room cool and dark, or whatever is comfortable for you, but often a cool, dark room is a way to have a very comfortable sleeping environment. And keeping your bedroom as a place where you just sleep. So it's not your movie theater, it's not your gaming room, it's not party room. It's like where you go to sleep. And so your brain can connect the dots when you go into your bedroom. Your brain's like, oh, time to sleep. So anything you can do to assist your brain in getting the sleep that you need is really important. Other things helpful for sleep is obviously avoiding caffeine late in the day, and that's different for everyone. Some people can, have caffeine up until dinner time. Some people have to cut off caffeine at lunchtime. Whatever works for you. But limiting your caffeine intake can really help you in how you're able to get to sleep and stay asleep. Also, finally, just a little protein before bed can help. A little bit of just whatever, nuts or peanut butter or some cheese or something that's just a little bit of protein is helpful in helping you kind of get to sleep. Soft music, dim lights, all kind of things. But all those things are important because you need the sleep. You need that deep restorative sleep in order to help your brain process the trauma that you've experienced, and so you don't get stuck in that cycle of post-traumatic stress hindering your sleep, and then you're not getting the sleep you need to process post-traumatic stress, and so it's like that cycle is never ending. Anyway, those are a few thoughts on post-traumatic stress and sleep, and if you have any questions, if you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you. You can comment below. Also, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to this channel. If you like videos like this, I'm going to try to post them regularly. Hit the little bell thing that will notify you when I post videos, and that'll keep you right up to date. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.